Okay. Yeah. Tutorial world record. Okay. So I'm just doing this because there's not a lot of resources for this run. And just in case anyone wants to learn it, I want to have some, like, way to make it easier. So, yeah, let's start. So, before you can get in and start the run, there's a couple things you need to do. First, you want to go to the controller settings and change it to any version of Type 4. I think you can also do Type 2. Or no, it has to be Type 4. And the reason you want Type 4 is because Type 4 allows you to control the camera with the right stick. All the other ones would require L2, L1, R2, R1 for camera control. Kind of like the old Kingsfield games. Even if you prefer that for your controls, it's just slower than using the camera. This one right here is for, I think, inverted camera controls. I don't use that, I just use normal. But it doesn't matter, you can use inverted or not. And the other thing before you start is you want to crank the in-game brightness all the way up. This game is pretty dark, and it's hard to see things, and there are moments where you're going to need to be pretty accurate. So you're going to want to just crank the brightness up so that it's a lot easier to see. So time starts when you press X to confirm and go into the game. And time will end when you get the last hit on the final boss. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to skip this cutscene, and then before we even start moving around, I'm going to explain something. So right when you start off, it's kind of dark. I'm not going to touch the camera because this is important for what I'm about to explain. So in a normal run, you're going to head down the hall that's in front of you in darkness, in total darkness. But for the sake of this, I'm going to not move and let our eyes adjust. So this is the starting angle that you get. It's kind of like not aiming directly at the wall. Like, it's aiming directly at the wall, but at a slight angle, so that if you hold forward, you will actually go down, but kind of slow. You'll actually get stuck around here. So, you need to, dodge this, because this will kill you instantly if it hits you. So, what you usually want to do is when you hear that musical cue, a sound effect for this will play. It's going to fall down. And when you hear that, you back up and then go forward, walk past it. So, we want this guy's knife. I'm going to pick it up from him. Head in here. Now, there's a couple things we need to grab along the way. First thing we need to grab is this hat. Then in these bushes is a heal. It's kind of like right over there. Pick that up, sneak by that guy. If you can't sneak by him, it's not the end of the world. You'll eventually get past him though. Ow. You can get stabbed by those dudes. Over here we want to pick up one coon, and then right in these bushes, it's like around here, is some ammo. We want to pick that up. Then we're going to fall down here. So the way that text triggers in this game work is that the game won't display the text from the cutscene until you are facing whoever is trying to talk to you. So generally, if a cutscene's coming up, you want to position your camera at whatever it is you're going to be talking to, so that there's less downtime in between that. So pick that up, pick these two coons up. You're getting bullied, that's okay. gonna head over here, pick up 3 Kuhns on the floor. Turn around. So everything that we're picking up here is basically required. You can't miss any of especially the Kuhns, the money. You can't miss any of those. If you miss any of those, then your run will be dead. There really isn't a way to recover it. You grab that ammo right there. Grab the sword. Down. So again, you'll see this coming up here with this guy on the boat. You're gonna wanna like position your camera so that you're facing him when you talk to him, because that will give you the least amount of time before this whole thing triggers, and then you can start advancing his attacks. There's nothing to do on the boat, but just wait for it to get to its destination. Although while we're here, I'm going to explain a couple things. So enemies in this game have the way that drops work from killed enemies is kind of strange. So some enemies will always drop the same item every single time when you kill them, no matter what. Usually it's something like, I think it's called like a soul rune or whatever. It's used to upgrade your stats. Usually enemies that drop a soul rune, they're guaranteed to drop it if you kill them. But other enemies have a chance to drop something. So like they can either drop X amount of items from a preset list, or they just drop nothing. And money is extremely important in this run. So there are some enemies that have a chance to drop weapons, and we want those weapons because we're going to sell them for money, because we need to buy guns and ammo, basically. So there's some enemies that we're going to try and kill that aren't going to be too far out of the way, and they will hopefully drop a weapon or two. If they don't drop a weapon, there is money that you can grab that will like still get you back on route. So you can do this entire run without banking on getting weapon drops from enemies, but getting those drops saves a lot of time. So you have to know where the backups are, and I will point those out along the way. Coming up, you're supposed to talk to Ruruk Fan, and she will give you the key to enter the Shadow Tower proper. We don't really care about that. We're just gonna punch her. If you punch her, she will automatically just drop the key. You don't have to talk to her. Talking to her is very slow. She's in this room over here. Can't just walk up, punch her, pick up the key, turn around, and leave. So when you get a cutscene item that's used to like unlock a door or place in a pedestal, will always be at the bottom of your inventory. So for stuff like this door right here, you're just gonna get up to the lock and you're gonna X item, up and circle. That will get you right to the key and will open it automatically. That is the optimal way to do that menu. So in Whitewall, we've got a couple things to do here. The main things, our first like big menu is gonna happen here. So again, I will point out when you want to do that. So I'm just gonna dodge these enemies. Don't bother attacking them. Still don't have a good weapon. Punch this wall. Behind this gem is some powder. You're gonna want that. Break that wall. Break this wall. And here's where you do the first menu. So you're gonna go to equipment. You're going to equip the hat we picked up earlier. Then you're gonna go over to your quick item. You're gonna go down 1 to equip the heal. Then over 2, equip this. Over 2, and then go down 1 and equip this sword. After that, you can exit. Now you're gonna want to pay attention to what this enemy's doing over here. So unfortunately, I guess he just detected me early. At this HP right now, 374. If he hits me with one of his fireballs, I'm going to die. I'll just die. Usually, he's not facing you. By the time you get here, there's a chance he will. If you got bad luck in the starting area and you got hit a couple times, either by getting hit by one of the spear guys, getting hit by the guy shooting the ice magic, or you took fall damage after pulling the sword out, you might want to heal early, especially if you're at this HP. You're safe at around 500 from one of his attacks, but it's still like not very good. So you're gonna want to be very careful. So yeah, right here. Now I was able to dodge it, but of course that's because I've played this a lot. So this is one of those enemies that you also pick up those two cunes right there. This is one of those enemies that has a guaranteed drop. This sword, he will always drop this sword upon killing him, and we actually really need this because it does more damage than our current sword. So I'm going to pick that up. And then over to this corpse right here, this will have break powder. This is going to be important for later. You're going to be using a lot of break powder. This is a free one off of this corpse, so we're just going to take it. As you turn around, you're going to go to equipment, and you're going to pick up and equip the sword we just grabbed. And head down this hall, pick up this coon on the floor, and then this guy. 2 slashes will kill him. Grab that one on the floor. And go to this corpse and get that bracelet. Then you're going to want to equip that. That will boost our stats a bunch at the negative penalty being that we get afflicted with basically silence. I think it's called, what is this game called this? Seal. Yeah, so we can't use magic. That doesn't matter because we never use magic in this run, but that's what this effect does. Yeah, stinky status. Alright, so we're going into basically the hardest, not the hardest because this whole game is hard, but one of the big major hurdles in this run, the poison area. And that's because we have to do a walk through that poison sludge water. I'll explain that, like how exactly we're going to make that walk as we go along. You want to equip your handgun in advance. Head down through here. Grab that coon. There's an enemy off to my left. There's not always an enemy there. You can get unlucky and have an enemy be there. There will always be an enemy down there, though. Fall down. You'll want to grab that coon. Keep going. There's a door right here. Now, when we get in here, we need to do some shooting. You're going to want to do 2 shots to knock these corpses off from the ceiling. Aiming in this game is just something you'll have to get used to. There's no aiming reticle. You just kind of have to know where the shot's being fired. It's generally around the middle of the screen. And basically lines up with where he's aiming to a certain extent. But it's something you'll get used to. Shoot that corpse, shoot that one, put the gun away. He's got a coon on him, he's got a coon on him. Go over here and pick up these boots, and walk this way, pick up that heal, go back to your sword, open this door, and here we are at the shop. Now we're ready for the first shopping trip, and this is where everything that you had picked up before matters big time. So we need to sell stuff. So you're going to go all the way over to your weapons, and you're going to sell this combat knife. Then you're going to go down one and sell this sword. Then you're going to go to the boots and sell these. If you did everything correctly, didn't miss any of the money, got all the pickups, you should have 20 coons here. If you don't have 20 coons, you're screwed. So, try again. That's pretty much, like, this run is very strict on what you can do. So you need to make sure that you have that exact amount of coons, otherwise you just won't be able to finish the run. So we're going to back out, go over here, and then you're going to want to buy 7 of these heals. 7, that should be 14. Then you're going to go to your boots, and you're going to scroll down until you see these ones. Now, they look the exact same, very similar. Actually, not the exact same. Very similar to these boots. We want this one right here, because it gives us more max HP. It boosts your other stats too, but that doesn't matter. We just want the more max HP. So buy that. And that was the first shopping trip. Right when you're done with it, you're going to go to your equipment, and then we're going to put on those fancy new boots. If you had to use a heal on your way here, make sure to re-equip the heal. If you didn't, then you don't have to worry about it. But if you did heal somewhere along the way, make sure to re-equip that, otherwise you'll kind of be screwed. So we're going to go over here. I'm going to make a save. This is so I can explain what we're going to be doing in this area. We'll just save over this one. So as you're going up the ladder, you're going to want to heal. The poison effect will wear away eventually, so don't worry about it too much. Now, not only are enemy drops random, but certain enemies spawning in general can be random. There's a chance for an enemy to spawn in this hallway. Like, there's going to be a door, small hallway, another door. If the enemy spawns in there, kill him. You can take these enemies out in like 2 slashes, and every time you kill something, you gain like 2 points into all of your stats, including HP and magic. Upgrading all these stats down here doesn't really matter all that much. We mainly care about upgrading our HP. So for these enemies, you're just going to want to kill them. And then there's this big guy right here. His main attack, if you come at him directly from the front, if he's facing you, he's going to like take his back tail and he's going to try and stab you. You're going to want to hit him with the sword twice and he'll go down. Again, depending on where he's positioned, depends on how you want to approach him. With this spawn where he's at, you just kind of want to cut your losses and just go straight at him, hit him twice. Excuse me. Kill him, and then check this guy's corpse for more handgun ammo. Ignore whatever he drops, it will be there when we get back. So we're heading along this way. This enemy. And again, let's see what he dropped. Oh, he dropped handgun ammo. Okay, good. Check this corpse for a heal. We're gonna let this guy do like his hop attack because he's in the way. Okay. Head over this way. And then right here, we're going to drop down to the door on the other side. There's like a door right below this bridge, almost. Like not directly underneath, but pretty close to underneath it. We're going to drop down and just go into it. So you kind of want to do something like this. Now, what's going to happen in a second is we're going to do the poison walk, or the sludge walk, whatever you want to call it. This is the big hurdle for this run. You need to cross like a pretty decently large pool of poison water. This poison water can do damage. It does 300 damage per tick, but it can tick at random intervals, so it's not consistent when you take this 300 damage. And it's also not consistent how many ticks you take. So basically for this section, you want to have your thumb on the start button while you're walking through the poison water, and you're going to want to react and heal whenever you see it go down. Optimally, you're not going to heal until it's at 300, but that's super risky. So most of the time, you're going to want to heal at around 600, maybe 900. Basically, if you ever see it go down, heal. Optimally, at this point, you're going to have 9 heals on you. You can potentially have 10 if you somehow make it to this point without using the first one, which is not going to happen. So you're going to have 9 here, and there's even a chance that one of those enemies could drop an extra heal, so that could give you 10. But for the most part, you're going to have 9 going into this area. So as you go in here, we need to grab these gloves, this mace, and then you don't have to break this pot right here, but you're going to want to go up to it and grab this bracelet. Turn around, go up here, grab this key, and swerve around out of the room. Take your gun out. You're just going to shoot this boss from a distance, this enemy. It's not really a boss, I guess. When you're reloading, go behind cover. You should die when you have 1 ammo left. You should like use your full clip and then almost another full clip and he'll go down. So after you kill him, you're going to want to go here and equip these gloves. And then depending on where your HP is at, like for example, I'm at 600, so I'm going to heal before I even go into the water. But if you're at like 900, maybe 1,000 or something, you don't have to heal. But it's recommended just to be at max. So we'll see how it treats me. It's possible I could just get past it first try, or I could just die on it. So let's just see what happens. Okay, so let's check how many we used. I used almost all of them, and I ended with 2. So that's a pretty bad sludge walk. Like I obviously was able to make it through, but you could see how like there was some times where I just got hit repeatedly super fast, and other times where there's even that one little moment where I walked a good while and didn't take any damage. So you really have to be able to react fast to seeing it go down. So yeah, this is something that will probably end a lot of your runs, just because it's random, it's hard, and you just gotta deal with that nonsense. So, but if you make it past, just heading this way. We got what we needed in Poison Area, and we can leave now. One more thing though, we need to grab that ring, or bracelet, excuse me. Then we're gonna leave the same way we entered. Just note that when you enter this room again, there's a chance that slug can be respawned. Just kill it if so. And then if that big slug drops something, it will still be there. If it didn't, just ignore it. This way. So as far as like directions and like getting places, it's something you'll just have to get used to. It's really hard to describe where you're supposed to go. I just kind of know where I'm going, I guess. But it's something you'll get used to with repeated playthroughs and attempts. So if these guys ever get in your way, just smack them with your sword. That'll knock them out of the way. So again, I peeled there because that guy would have killed me if he hit me a second time. In this cave right here is one more heal. Head out, turn around here, bracelet on this. Not that. Boom. Dodging those. You're gonna check this corpse right here because he's gonna have a coon. You're gonna want that for later. Again, cutscene item. This is the key to that door. So you're just going to open your item inventory and then immediately press up and circle. That will open the door for you. Alright, so here we have to fight a bunch of enemies. You can open this cell door on the left, grab these 2 coons, turn out, head in here, smack this guy a bunch. He didn't drop anything, so I'm just going to keep going. Smack this guy twice, he didn't drop anything. Other guys in here. These enemies go down to 3 hits. You also want to be ready to react in case they drop something extra. Like that guy, for example, dropped an extra handgun ammo. Like, that extra handgun ammo is not required, but it will help a lot, just in case you have a bad fight against the boss of White Wall area. So here's the last one. So you kill them all, head in here, talk to this guy. So we're going to talk to him twice. The second time he'll give us these. And after that, we're just going to kill him, because we want to get behind him and grab this axe. So as you're going up this hall, equip your handgun, because we're going to be using that for the boss. Ignore the enemies in here. If they throw fireballs, try and dodge them. So before you trigger the cutscene, in a couple more steps I'll trigger the cutscene, you're going to go into your items and you're going to use this powder that we picked up earlier. This will increase the damage that our M1911 does. Specifically, it is improving the Pierce stat. I don't remember what the powder is called in English. I just go off of how the powder looks like visually. But you're going to want to use this. Walk forward during the cutscene. Most of the time, at the start of this fight, he's going to do the fireball attack. If you have your gun out, you can't dodge that, so you need to move over, and then you can dodge it. After he fires it, then you can pull out your gun. So your main goal in this fight is to keep the boss as close to the door as you can, and try and not miss any shots. That's not always guaranteed that you'll be able to keep him close to the door or not miss any shots. You can see it does like to jump around a lot. Unfortunately, he's giving me a very bad pattern and going behind the arena, but he's down. So besides the fact that he went all the way over here, it's a pretty good fight. Pick up that elevator key. We're gonna move on. For our return trip, again, just ignore these guys. You can try and dodge those fireballs. It's hard sometimes. They hit you no matter what. So if by any chance you killed these guys and they went into the hallway when they died, You can scan the hallway for anything you might have missed they could potentially have on them. For the most part, though, you're not missing anything. I don't know why, but this door lags really hard when you're heading out this way. So when you get about here, just look straight down at the ground, mash circle. That will save the frame rate. You can look up after you've gone through the door. Again, we're just making a return trip. And this area lags very hard. You kind of need to react to what the enemies are doing. Unfortunately, I had to heal, but I still have one more. I'm doing okay. Oh, also, you're gonna want to try and do this slash done with R2 if you're attacking while moving, mostly because it is the fastest. There's a stab, which slows you down quite a bit, and a right slash and a left slash. Both of those are pretty slow. This one is very fast, though. So for the most part, you're going to want to use that. Alright, so that was the first major area done. Pretty tricky stuff, but we made it. So if you're just starting out and you just want to, finish an attempt, you're not super worried about going crazy optimal for this, this is a good time right here to go and check how many heals you have. If you hadn't been keeping count in your head, it's good to check here because this next area, there is potential for you to take some damage, and you want to know if you're safe and you can heal or not. But again, when you open this menu, again, you're just going up to cutscene items at the very bottom. And after you use it, mash circle so that you can instantly activate it. And turn around, face the floor. And over this way for the next area, Scourge Rush. So this is an area where you're going to be looking for potential weapon drops. There's some enemies in here that have a chance to drop a weapon that will make the money route a lot easier to work with. So when you get into this room, you're going to go wide around this plank because you don't want to get hit by that laser beam. Check this guy for some ammo. Then you're going to take your gun out and you're going to shoot this weird, plant thing over there. Take it out. Over here is some extra Qun. I usually don't pick this up because I like to bank on getting lucky weapon drops. But this is a good one to take if you want to play it safe. And again, this area will lag super hard if you open it while looking straight up, so look at the floor. Once you've entered proper, you can look up. You're going to shoot that, turn around, shoot that, and then you're going to want to make a difficult, but somewhat tricky shot. From up here, there's a little bug thing down there, and you can just barely hit it from up here. That saves some time from having to go down there. So after you shoot that thing, open this door, check this cord for some money. Then as it's opening, go to your equipment, and you're going to go down to here and equip this axe. It does more damage than our sword, and we're going to be using this to kill the plant enemies. Equip the axe. You're going to want to try and go wide around these guys because their spears are pretty deadly. So whack this guy once, and go to open the door, come back around, whack him again, just to check to see if he'll drop a weapon. Then while you're up here, shoot that flower, put the gun away, and swap back to your axe. Fall down, come here. Now this hallway, there are some enemies that are guaranteed to spawn every single time and others that are random. You're just going to have to learn to play around them, which ones show up and which ones are not there. There's a couple that it's slow to kill, like that aren't actually blocking the path, so you can just whack them once and they get by. This guy, for example. And this guy, you have to kill this guy, unfortunately. He did not drop a weapon, so we can ignore him. If a plant spawns right here, you have to kill this one. Fortunately, he's facing the opposite way, so there's no resistance. And this guy up here, he's not technically blocking the way. You can squeeze by him. But while you're trying to squeeze by him, you should get some hits on him. Hits in on him and see if he drops something. If he doesn't, just keep moving. It's beneficial to kill them as long as you don't waste too much time, because again, as I mentioned before, when you kill things, you gain, your stats increase, and mostly your health increases, which is what we care about the most. Equip your gun. What's that? You're gonna shoot that thing over there. Head back through. Again, take a wide angle around these guys. Check this body for some money, and then pick up our good friend. Didn't mean to get hit there. Our good friend, the AR-15. We will be equipping that later, and that will be our main weapon for quite a bit. As you're walking by, pick up this sword. Teleport. Secret door here. Just activate it. As you activate it, pick up that coon, and then open this door. Now, there's a chance that there's a flower that's going to be in your way. When you're going to the flower that's the main problem. Usually he doesn't have enough time to hit you by the time you get near him, but there's a chance he can, depending on your line, so just be careful about that. You're going to head this way. He didn't spawn, so we can kind of swerve through them. Get to this guy, whack him twice, go over here, actually let's just open the door. Hit him again, check to see if he dropped anything. He did not, so we're just going to keep going. Our health is definitely not desirable, but it's still doable if we play this next few sections safe. Open this door. Now I'm gonna play this safe here and actually wait for him to do that. I got hit anyways. Whatever, I'll heal. I messed that up. Check this corpse right here for another coon. Usually I just tank that damage because I generally have enough HP to do so, but oh well. Smack that guy and carry on. Be careful about that poisonous gas he releases. It does a lot of damage if it hits you. Shoot that guy from a distance. Dodge the plant if you can. I'm going to wait for this gas to dissipate before I head through. And then here you just got to see where the plants are. Sometimes you can just get bad setups like that, because again, a lot of those plants are randomly spawned in, so you You just have to deal with what they give you. Alright, so this is another big hurdle for this run. So we're going to do another big menu here. And then we're going to go do a new strategy that was developed by Nairon. So we're going to go and sell our bucket hat. And then we're going to sell every single weapon except for the AR. Then you're going to sell every single bracelet except for the one we have equipped. Then you're going to sell these boots. That should put you at around 31, 32, 33 coons. That's in the ballpark of where you want to be. Now, here's where you can kind of change your routing a bit. If you're planning on going for the extra money pickups anyway, you can buy more heals here. So go over here, and you're going to buy 4 or 5, depending on what you feel comfortable with, and also depending on how many you have going into here. 4 is generally what you want to go for, but if you were really lucky on heals, you could probably get away with like 3 or 2, but that's unlikely. So generally aim for 4. Then you're going to go down, and you're going to purchase one of these. Then you're going to go down even further, and you're going to buy 2 AR-15 clips. If you want to play it safe, you can buy 3, but optimally you just want to buy 2, because 2 is all you'll need. After that, you're done. Now, the reason that this area is tricky is because, for the most part, we're just going to be running past a lot of these enemies, and these enemies do a lot of damage, and we can only survive 1 hit. If we get hit again, we'll die. So this part is where a lot of runs can potentially die, because these birds, these harpies in this next area, can either be very aggressive or can whiff a couple times. So you just kind of have to play around what you get. So let's see what they do. Also, you're going to want to be at max HP here. So just follow this path. If you ever get hit, heal immediately. Thankfully I did not get hit. Kind of hug this left side right here so you're not walking in that spider web. If any of these smaller harpies get in your way, just smack them. You can outrun them for the most part. Smack him, move out of the way. Now right here, depending on how comfortable you feel with it, I personally don't do this. I know Nairon does, but it really depends on how you want to play this. After you break that boulder, there's 2 more harpies over there, and they're blocking a cave that you need to get through. You can technically just walk right past them, and there's a chance you'll get by without them hitting you. If you don't want to risk that, you can just go ahead and equip the AR right here. This is what I do. Oh, I got lucky there, and he dropped a heal. Very nice. Oh wow, they both dropped heals. That's pretty crazy. So a headshot is not a guaranteed kill on those guys. It can be, but it's not always. If you want to guarantee a kill, shoot for their wings while they're flying over a gap, because they will just fall straight down. So right here, a bunch of lag will happen if you take your gun out normally, so look at the ground when you take it out. Then look up. Shoot that harpy, shoot that baby one, kill that one. Now, you can't see it, because it's off-screen, this is intentional. There's another one, or two, that are trying to ambush you if you just walk across that bridge. So you're going to walk to about where that, like, cliff bridge starts, and then you're going to loop back into the cave. And that will trigger them to, like, aggro on you. So kind of like this. Alright. Carry on. Again, I got lucky and there was only one, but there is a chance there could be two there. So just deal with what you see. There also can potentially be harpies here. The smaller harpies, these ones, do have a chance to drop a weapon. It's not guaranteed, there's a chance. So you're going to want to try for that chance. Let's see. Nope. Okay. And then this harpy right here, just aim for the wings. Just clip it. They'll fall off. You don't have to worry about it anymore. So don't forget this item. This is very important that you pick this up. This little, like, circlet right here. Because there's a boss coming up here. And right about here. You go into your equipment. You're going to equip it. And then you're going to go down to this powder and use it. As a note, this fight is extremely laggy. There really isn't much you can do about it to avoid the lag, you just kind of have to deal with it. The main thing you want to focus on is the boss. After you defeat the boss, then you can take care of the bigger harpies that are floating around. If you back up and start shooting at the boss, the ones that are in the sky generally won't bother you. So... walk back, pull out your gun. If you walk back right when the fight starts, it'll whiff its first attack. Just keep firing at it. And it is down. Once the boss dies, the FPS goes back to normal. And then you can take care of the other harpies. Oh god. I've never seen it do that before. Okay. So once you've defeated them all, pick up the key, these 3 tunes, these 3 rings, and I guess if that one drops a heal, then pick that up as well. Alright, we're done with cliffs. Cliff area, Scourge Rush. Very difficult areas, mostly the cliff area. Death is highly likely. So a bit of a minor optimization here. For this next area, you don't want the gun equipped. So what you're going to want to do is in the same menu, you're going to want to unequip it. So go up to here, equipment, go to the AR, take it off, go to item, and go up, and use the key. So this next area, Red Sand area, is one of the toughest. I know I say that. I've said that for all of them. So I'll explain what exactly is difficult about Red Sand in a second. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll get back and I will keep going. So BRB. Okay. So, red sand area. Why is it hard? The main reason it's hard is because, one, you are constantly taking damage all the time. You will occasionally, and I think it's on a set pattern, but I don't know for sure, take about 200 to 300 damage. The circuit we picked up earlier actually heals, like will slowly heal us. So that'll keep us somewhat stable, but eventually it will kill you, so you can't really slow down too much. And the other reason is that all the enemies in this area will one-shot us. Every single one. So we have to play very safe. Well, not exactly very safe, but basically it's going to involve some tight movement, some difficult stuff to get by these enemies. So this is one of them, but this is just a cutscene, so don't worry about it. So head over here. You can break these with your fist. Pick up that heal. Alright, so to deal with this very first enemy, you're going to run up in his face, and you're going to smack him. You're going to use the R2 attack, the one where you do the overhead one. You're going to smack him in the face, and then you're going to zip around the side and go past him. It's not as scary as it looks. It is still scary because, again, if he hits you once, you die immediately. But the timing is not as strict as you think. So when he does that wind up, just walk up and smack him. They have pretty long range, so keep your distance. If you don't think that you're far enough away, then even if they're like kind of getting close to you, just go out of your way to walk up and smack them, because otherwise you'll die. So check this corpse for shotgun ammo, and right here pick up the shotgun. This is an extra Qun. You don't need to pick this up, but if you want to be safe, I would say go for it. Break through these rocks to get over here. Pick up this heal, and then check this corpse for more shotgun ammo. Break this wall. Take the 3 swords off of this corpse. Head on out. You can ignore that guy. He won't hit you. Check this corpse over here for a Q. So because I didn't get any extra weapon drops at all, I'm gonna have to go out of my way for 3 of them to my left. So don't fall here. Instead, fall down here. Pick up this ring. Look where this enemy is. Smack him if he looks like he's in the way. Again, make sure to smack him before that wind up. Also, watch out for that green guy. He's very fast, and again, will also one-shot you. Pay attention to his location before you go over there, if you have to. Check this corpse for break powder. You're just gonna dash through these rocks. Come on. There we go. So we're coming up on the boss of Red Sand. Get up here, interact with the spear to play a cutscene. It's shattering. And the boss shows up. This boss can also one-shot you, but be careful. So head over here. Then you're going to equip the shotgun. And you go into your inventory. You're going to use the break powder. And you're just going to fire around something. Unfortunately, I got unlucky and had to use a full clip of the shotgun. He can either die in 2 shots or almost a full clip. You ideally don't want him to die after using a full clip, because that'll give you less ammo for the next area, illusion area, which is very important that you have enough ammo for illusion. So pick up that key and carry on. Ignore Rurufon. We don't need to talk to her. So again, when you're coming around here, you're going to want to check for the green guy. You're also going to go back and equip your AR-15. Make sure the green guy is kind of out of the way. And he's not right here, so I have to, like... Anyways, this enemy, this ginormous enemy, you're going to want to shoot this guy in the eye. Again, the frame rate will drop here. And also, I need to be very careful that guy doesn't get me. He's super close. Scram, let's go up to... What's up, Draco? Alright, so this right here is the best armor in the game. Like, just straight up, this is the best armor in the game. It's so good that the speedrun gets it. It basically increases all of your stats, plus gives you a ton of max HP, and will recover HP and MP rapidly. Again, MP doesn't matter, we don't care about magic. But we need to pick this thing up. Then over here, there's a hidden wall. So we're gonna go and equip that. You can see it just massively increases our HP. And then we're gonna sneak out by. Okay, he didn't get us. So again, that enemy will one-shot you, so be very careful. Unequip the AR, we don't need it anymore. Pick up the gauntlet and this heal. So now the enemies here, they won't one-shot us, but they will instead two-shot us. So you can be a little bit more lenient, but still don't mess around too much. Again, get in their face, smack them. Yeah, they've like caught me here, which is rather unfortunate. Okay, but I was able to get it. That was pretty rough. So again, if they get close, just smack them. Don't be afraid. I know it seems scary because it looks like they're gonna hit you, but right when you get in their face, just smack them. And from here on out, we're just exiting the area. Again, if you see one of those enemies and they get close to you, just smack them. You really have to... The thing about this run that makes it so difficult is that you really need to, like, react fast and deal with whatever the game gives you, because you're not always going to get the best outcome from situations, and your entire route will change based on what stuff you've picked up from enemies. And of course, the fact that you can die at pretty much any point in the run, so you're never safe. So always go out of your way. Well, don't always, but again, you're never safe. So you can either go big or play it safe if you're just trying to finish a run. But if you're going for a really good time, you're gonna have to take big risks in a lot of areas. So that was Red Sand. I'm just gonna check my heals. That's fine. So now we're entering the final area, and this is the area we've been preparing for the entire run. This is Illusion Area. In Illusion Area, you have to do a bunch. Basically, it's like a not really a boss rush, but you have to fight a bunch of like knights, and they have pretty high HP, and will two-shot us. Actually, at first they'll one-shot us, but after we get some more armor, they will two-shot us. So you can play a little bit safe. You want to play safe for the first few ones, and then after you get some extra armor, you can play more aggressive. Yeah, this is by From Software. This is a first-person dungeon crawler in their Shadow Tower series. Never released outside of Japan, unfortunately. But there is an English translation patch you can use to play it. I think this is like probably their best action game. I think it's worth a playthrough, but it might not be everyone's cup of tea because again, There is no music, a very oppressive ambient atmosphere. So if this seems like your thing, then it will be your thing. If it doesn't, then it's not. It's not going to be your thing. It's just kind of the nature of this game. Alright, so our final big shopping trip. Not our last shopping trip, just our last big one. So we're basically going to sell almost everything that we have. So you're going to sell all the rings you've gotten. You're going to sell both of the gauntlets. You're going to sell the starting armor. Then you're going to sell every single weapon except for the M3. Then you're going to sell all of these. And then you're good. So, now here's what you're going to buy here. You're going to go up first. Actually, hold on. I made a mistake. First, you're going to go over here and buy this grenade launcher. We're going to need that for later. So you need to back out. Then you're going to go here. You're going to go to M3 ammo, and you're going to buy as much as you can until you can't buy any more. And then you're going to go up, and you're going to buy as much brake powder as you can. That should be about it, yeah. There's no more brake powder on sale. So, if you end up with around 3 Kuhns, which is what I have right now, then you are on route. You can be a little bit over this or a little bit under it, but you generally want to end this with like 3, 2, or 4 Kuhns. If you end this with exactly 0, that's scary. So, yeah, you'll just have to figure something out if that happens. Okay. So we've sold everything. Now we're on our merry way. So this is also an area where if you are doing safety saves because you're just trying to finish a run, a death will be very costly because this is the only save point in the entire area. And the only shop in the entire area is that one back there. So if you run out of any resources while you're in the main area fighting all the enemies, you're just going to have to deal with what's available there, which is not much. Generally, if you run out of something like that during that area, you're just kind of screwed, and your run is over. But this is the first night. You go into your equipment, equip the M3, take it out, open the door, and then as you're opening it, you go down and use the brake powder. You're going to scan for where he is. Okay, so he's down. So those knights are very aggressive, they like to dodge a lot, they're pretty difficult to deal with. You're just going to have to kind of play with what they give you, hopefully get good fights. By the way, after that, equip the gauntlets that you just got. They will improve your survivability quite a bit. Make it so that this next one will not one-shot you. So, that's always good. So if you are feeling like you ran out of money or you don't have enough, right over here there's a ring you can pick up for some extra money. You don't have to, but if you're running low, you can grab that. Kill this thing. Put that up. Again, it's a cutscene item, so it'll be at the bottom of your inventory when you put it in. And now this kind of looks like a teleporter maze, but it's not really much of a maze. The first thing you're going to want to do, shoot this guy, and place it here. So green is first. So this is a red knight. These ones are pretty aggressive, and do good damage. This guy will two-shot you, so be careful. So again, before you go into these fights, open the door, use the break powder, and then start shooting. You're going to want to stand around by the door, because you can use the door as a sort of natural, like, shield, if they aim that way. They don't always. If the knights drop something, like a ring or a weapon, take it. Also take everything from these chests that are in their boss rooms. There's one knight where you don't want to go grab his chest, but I'll point, it's the last one, basically. You don't want to... There's no need to go grab his chest, because at that point you have everything you need. And here, chest, shoot this guy, grab his emblem, grab that from the chest and leave. So next we're going to red. Oh, we know we're not. Whoops. Made a mistake. We're going to blue. My bad. That was a weird brain fart. So the first one we're going to fight here is a blue knight. If you don't have the gauntlets equipped, okay, so actually here's how it works. The blue knight's sword slash attack will not one-shot you with these gauntlets on. His magic attack, if I'm remembering correctly, will one-shot you. So you're going to want to play... Basically, you're going to want to play all these ones safe, but if you want to save time, you do have to be aggressive, and this is where, you know, a lot of runs can die. I certainly have had a lot of runs die here. A lot of runs died to illusion. And pull the gun out, and then preemptively use the break powder. Hello? Oh god. Back up, back up, back up, back up. Okay. Okay, we got him. Try not to hit those ghosts. Sometimes there's nothing you can do, but if you do hit them, their magic blast attack will one-shot you. So, watch out for that. Try not to hit them. There's no guarantee that you'll avoid them, but give it your best. So after you kill that ghost, unequip the shotgun because we're going to break down some walls. Some fake walls. Because we're going to go get a optional item that, this is also a shortcut back to the start. But the main reason is because this right here will teleport us back to an earlier area. If you are running very low on money and you know it, like you need something, go over here and there's a ring right here that you can grab. I'll give you some extra cash to work with. Enter here, turn around, and grab this helmet from that chest. Equip this right away because not only does it improve your max HP, it also buffs like basically all of your stats. And at this point, this is where stat buffs actually matter. They don't really matter much earlier. Again, place the emblem here. Now, if you're worried about your HP and your health potion count, this corpse right here will have a potion that you can just take right off him. Just walk forward here. You'd actually want to re-equip the shotgun in the same menu that you re-equipped the helmet. So I'm going to pop a heal just to be safe. and take out my gun. Use our last brake powder. And open the door. If you start reloading like that and you didn't expect it because you weren't paying attention to your ammo count, like I did right there, the safest thing you can do is to back up and let the door close. The enemy will not despawn and his HP will not get reset. So that's the safest thing to do. And also, if you see an attack coming and you're not sure if you can dodge, back up and there's a chance that the door can block it. So as we're heading back, we want to preserve as much shotgun ammo as we can for the last knight when we're about to fight him. To preserve that ammo, equip this sword that we just picked up, just as you're about to enter here. The chest, one swing on that enemy, pick that up. Pick up the necklace, and then head on in. And go back to our shotgun. If you ever see frame drops like that, looking at the floor will alleviate it. Some you can preemptively avoid, others are unavoidable because the lag and slowdown will be occurring in combat. This is the last night. We don't have any more brake powder, so you have to do this all on base shotgun damage. It's not like he has a crazy amount of HP, but still. Just want to play it safe. If you run out of ammo with your shotgun, you can switch to the grenade launcher as a backup. But you better hope that he goes down in 2 shots, otherwise you're screwed. I'm gonna go back and let that door close. I'm gonna do that again. Because again, his attacks are very damaging. Ow. Like that right there. That's my last one. Okay. Alright. We gotta play this safe. Alright, so when you kill him, if you're low on ammo, and if you're low on money, excuse me, go and grab those boots he dropped. If not, and you're doing okay, just leave. You don't need to go in there for it. All depends on the amount of money you have available to you. If you don't have a whole lot, then go and grab those. If you have a decent amount, then ignore it and just leave. Alright. So, that was Illusion Area. As you can see from several times where I got close to dying, this area is hard because you just have to basically like react to what these guys do and completely play around that. So, yeah. Anyways, we can't go fight the boss just yet. We just unlocked him, but we need to make our actual, for real, final shopping trip. And here's what you're gonna do. Sell every single ring that you have. Sell the circlet, not the helmet. Then sell this, the shotgun, keep the grenade launcher. Sell both of these. Sell those, and then sell this. Then with your remaining money, you're gonna buy every single grenade launcher round they have. Completely buy them out, and then if you're feeling, If you want to have some extra insurance, I'm going to do it just for the sake of the tutorial here. Buy some heals. You don't need to, but if you want to be safe, you should go for it. Equip your grenade launcher. I'm going to go save. Ideally, you would just turn right down that hall and go straight and fight the boss. But I'm going to save here just for the sake of it. So at this point, we're in the home stretch. We have 2 bosses remaining. The final boss, the boss of Illusion Area, and then the final boss of the game. Squeeze on by these ghosts. So we've been saving up all of our money for this grenade launcher. It does massive damage, and this is how we're going to take out the rest of the bosses in the game. So the boss of Illusion Area, you're going to want to hit him directly with the grenade launcher rounds. If you do that, it will take 4 shots and he'll go down. It's also very important that you don't miss any, and the main reason is because if you run out of ammo on this fight or on the final boss, you're screwed. You won't be able to finish the game. So try and not miss any shots, but you know, stuff can happen. Just enter here to trigger this cutscene. And again, right when this fight starts, you're going to bust out the grenade launcher, fire at him. Thankfully, when he gets hit, he kind of like backsteps, so it's easy to stop him from doing things. And again, 4 shots and he's down. After you defeat him, pull out your grenade launcher so you can reload. You don't want to do that during the final boss and then put it away. Alright, so, final boss is 2 phases. The first phase is like a possessed Rurufan. She takes around 5 to 6 shots before she goes down. It's roughly in that ballpark. Damage in this game isn't like super consistent, so it's in the ballpark of 5 to 6 shots to take her down. Squeeze by these ghosts, and then after you defeat her, the heart of the Shadow Tower, quote unquote, will become vulnerable, and the heart will go down in either 1 or 2 shots. So when you fire the first shot, if the ending cutscene doesn't immediately trigger, just be ready to stop time right after you hit the second shot. The heart is covered in a force field when you defeat Rurufan that slowly dissipates. You can actually technically... The boss is still kind of vulnerable as the force field is dissipating, but if you're not feeling like, you know, like you want to take that risk and go for an early shot, wait until it's like basically completely gone and then fire your shots. Because, again, if you run out of ammo during the final boss, that's it, you're screwed. You can't finish the game. So, that's the worst way to end a run. I know because it has happened to me and it sucks. So make sure your ammo is doing good. And while you're going over here, you get to walk down probably one of the coolest hallways in any video game. Which, I mean, kind of a strange thing to say, but this is genuinely one of the coolest parts of this game. This hallway right here. So for Rurufan, as long as you're moving right and left, like pretty much just strafing constantly, her attacks are pretty slow and they won't hit you. So just make sure to strafe and keep firing at her. Try not to miss. So again. Watch where she hops or backdashes after an attack. When she goes down like that, 1 hit, 2. Alright, game is done. So again, time is on the killing blow on the heart. So yeah, there you go. That was the final boss. So again, as long as you're just strafing right or left, and always aiming at Rurufan and taking shots when you can, you'll take her down pretty quickly. Thank you, Hoda and Myron. So yeah, there you go. I hope that explained a lot of most things in this run. Again, the issue with explaining stuff for this run is that so much decision making has to be done on the fly, and you just have to react to what the game gives you. So you have to play around what happens and what you get on a given attempt. I guess some advice I can have is if you're going for like a really good time, don't get too attached to a run, because it can die pretty much anywhere. And keep in the back of your mind how many heals you have, if you've gotten any extra weapon drops for some extra money. Make sure you know where all the item pickups are along the way, especially in the intro. Actually, especially the whole run, basically, because if you miss any, you're not going to have enough money for a shopping trip, and then you're going to be screwed. So... So yeah, I'm gonna put this on YouTube, I guess, and I'm gonna highlight it on Twitch. If you have any questions, you can ask me on Discord or Twitter. There's some things in this run that are just really hard to explain, and a lot of stuff you'll understand just from playing the game more. Bit of history on this run while we're here, just to explain some of the history. So the record for I think about 8 years was by a Japanese runner named Sizik, and he had a 57 something was his final time. Thank you, Draco. And he held that record for quite a long time. Nyron and I wanted to try and beat that time because we both loved the hell out of this game, and we wanted to try speedrunning it because it looks cool. So we both picked it up and we kind of learned through and was walking through it. And Nyron got I think it was a 1:0 something. I don't remember what the time was. Let me check. Final time was. It was like a 1:05 or something. Let's see. You got a 1:04.17. And so we were getting close to taking to beating Sizik's time, which is a 57:49. And then I managed to beat it after getting a couple PBs in the low hour range. I ended up beating it with a 57:06. Dropped it down quite a bit. And then introducing Nyron's time save in Cliff Area, my time save in Scourge Rush, and just cleaning up some of the menuing that Sizik lost some time on in Illusion Area. Managed to get it down to a 56:30, then a 55:07, and where it currently sits at a 53:56. There is still room for time to be saved, of course. It's not impossible, but it's very difficult. That run is hard to match because a lot of stuff just has to go right, and you have to nail those fights against the knights and make sure you're going through everything. You're getting good boss kills, getting good weapon drops, not having the money route mess you up. You have enough heals so you can afford to play risky. A lot goes into it. But yeah. So there you go. That's Shadow Tower Abyss. Kind of a rough, dirty, not really scripted tutorial. Again, have any questions, just ask me. And also, play this game casually first. Just play this game casually, and then if it seems like your thing and you want to try the speedrun, go give it a shot. And hopefully this will help people, because when me and Nairon learned it, we were basically just going off of a video. No one else had learned the run, so we were just copying what we saw in the video. But hopefully this helps as an actual resource so that people who are potentially interested can have something that'll actually help them and explain stuff to them. So yeah. Thanks for watching, y'all.